Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pidve. Guys, inside this particular video I'm going to show you what is going to happen in the market on Monday of February. Now as we can see, this is exact what is happening in the market. So inside this video I'm going to show you what is going to happen in the market in all these time frames, and I'm going to show you the main reason why I take this particular trade on crash 1000 on 30-minute time frame. So if you have this wonderful indicator, you will firstly, I have to first congratulate you, because this is one of the best indicator that has helped me to catch up a lot of profits in the market. What you just need to do is to understand how this particular indicator works, and you are going to be getting it at a very avoidable price. So now, as we can see now that I have a particular trade that run on a profit level here, I enter my trade at this particular level and I close it at this particular level. So inside this video I'm going to show you why I take this particular trade and why I've taken some of the trade here that you have seen, and I'm going to show you the main reason why you do it. As we all know that we have our indicator 1 and indicator 2 here. What we just need to do is we have to use our 30-minute time frames, and we also have to use our 5-minute time frames. And also you have to understand that the first thing that you have to do is to understand the trend of the market. Currently now we are having a downtrend in the market on 30-minute time frames. We are having a downtrend. That means our trade from here is moving on a downtrend level. That is what is going to continue in the market. So what you are going to be doing now for you to trade successfully is very simple. As we can see that we have another trend line here that we have here. We can see that we have our trend that moved from green 9 here to orange 9, and we have it on the first window, we have it on the second window. So that is what we are going to be using to trade to take our trade successfully. So now what we are going to do is this: anytime you want to enter a particular trade, you must first confirm this particular trend to go below the 20 level, or is go above the 80 level, like this particular area. We can see our current trend now that is on the downtrend, because our trend is on a downtrend. So any trade that we want to take now on this particular one, now we can see that the trend is on below the 20 level. So that is to tell us that our trend is below the 20 level, and which is on a downtrend. So now we are going to be using this second indicator to take anything on downtrend, anything on downtrend. So we are going to be taking it as a uptrend. So this particular trend, as it go below the 20 level now, what is going to happen next is that it's going to move inside the 20 level again. So what we are going to be expecting any moment from now is an uptrend. But how do we trade an uptrend in this kind of scenario? Okay, so let me show you now. So we can see this particular trend now, currently now, that our trade starts to move below the 20 level at this particular area. It starts to move below the 20 level at this particular area, and we can also confirm it on our second indicator here. We can see that it moved below the 20 level, and it turned to orange 9B here. So this serves as the first entry for us, and if we keep on checking it, we are going to be trading when the two windows go below themselves, or they go above themselves. Like what happened here, we can see that the trend moved below below the 20 level here, and it also moved below the 20 level here. So that means to us that we can find an entry around this particular area for our buy zone, and we are going to be in profits. So we can see what happened here. This is another entry confirmation for us. We can see the market move on the uptrend for some times, up to like 5 to 6 hours around this particular area. We can see what happened there, and that is why we can take it here. And also we also check, you can see, if we keep on checking, we can see that it come again to another below 20 level, and currently now we still having our trend below the 20 level. So that means we can still see an opportunity for us here to take a buy entry. And we can see here we have the first confirmation here, and we have the second confirmation here. So now after you have confirmed all this particular trend, now what you just need for you to confirm another all this trend is your 5-minute time frames. Don't forget that in your 5-minute time frames, you will now go and be checking where you have the first, where you have the what, the trend below the 20 level. You can see the two trend, the two window here go below the what, the 20 level, and that is how we what, we spot this particular area. Once we spot this particular area, that's our last 9 that we have here. You mark that particular spot and you go to your 30-minute time frames. Once you go to your 30-minute time frame, you can now check where that particular spot is. We can see that it appears on the what, on the last red candle. It appears on the what, on the last red candle. And what we can check next is the exhausting candle. We can see that we have the exhausting candle here, and that this will be your entry. This will be your entry. You can see that I enter my trade around somewhere somewhere here, and that is why I am able to take a trade up to this level. You can see that. So I take my trade around this particular area. So let's check this second one. Maybe it's a confirmation. Don't forget, we are still on a downtrend here. We are still on a downtrend here. So that is how we are going to be making use of those particular trend. So now that is the first confirmation you need to do. Now let's move to the second 9 here that we mark on our 5-minute time frames. Don't forget, you will only mark where you have the two trend below the 20 level. If we check here now, we will see that it has go below the 20 level, and that is the window 1. Then window 2 also, it go below the what, the 20 level. We can see it go below the 20 level. So when we have our arrow indicate at that particular area, which is our yellow arrow here, then we mark that particular spot. Once we mark it, then we go to our 30-minute time frames. We go to our 30-minute time frame and check where we have that candle. We can see it appear on the red, on the last red candle before the exhausting candle appear. We can see, so a graphic candle appear here, it make it a confirmation that there is going to be an uptrend. We see the market move on the uptrend little bit, then reverse back to this, give us the second confirmation here, and starting to shoot up, as we can see here currently. So what might happen here is that the trend can still continue for main time before this particular trend come again, form another third trend before it pull up again, or it might come back since our trend is downtrend. So if you can be doing that, you will discover that you will still have a confirmation trend that will be aligned with what we have on the downtrend here before moving on a long trend before we have a full confirmation. So let's check for this particular one also on our 5-minute time frames. So that is how you are going to be doing it. So let's check for it. This is the first one. We have the second one here. So now let's go for the third confirmation. We can see the third confirmation now that we have it below the 20 level, and we have the second window also below the 20 level. We will mark that particular spot, and we go to our 30-minute time frames and check where it appear. We can see that it appears on the last red candle, and once it appears on the last candle, then we confirm our exhausting candle here. We can see that, then we enter our trade for little times and we are out of the market. You can see that. So let's check for this last one that we see here. Let's check for the last one so that we can see that this particular indicator is very perfect and is very accurate. We can see, yes, this is the confirmation around this particular area. We can see it go below the 20 level. That's the first thing. The second one also go below the go below the 20 level. We can see that is the starting point of this second indicator. That is the starting point.